All right, good. I'm recording. All right, welcome everyone. My name is Frank Brenes. I am direct to the one and only Sean, the Animal Kim. And if you guys don't know where he gets that nickname, I have a confession. My brother and I were the ones that nicknamed him that. This is gonna age me a little, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys. When we were in elementary school, my brother and I, we were skaters. We used to skate. We used to put peroxide on our hair and we used to like go skating. And then there was this cult classic following this video called Search for the Dragon Kim. And it was about this legendary skateboarder. And it was pretty crazy. It was just a homemade movie, but it was circling all around Southern California. And so when I met Sean, no, search for the master Dragon Kim. And so I'm like, man, so Sean Kim is kind of like our master. He's amazing at what he does. So let's just call him the Animal Kim. So it was search for the Dragon Animal Kim or something like that. And we're like, Animal Kim, Animal Kim. So that's how he got that nickname because he is legendary. There was stories about Sean that he would go in and close 7 to 8 deals in a day. Old school skater video. That's right, Jeff. You know what's up. Do you remember the name, by the way? Because I can't really remember it. I remember it's pretty crazy. Search for Animal Kim. Search for the animal chin or something. Yeah, here it is. Let me show you guys. Who wants to see? Who's curious? Check this out. That's it. It's Animal Chin. So we're like, Animal Kim. So here's the overview. Have you seen him? So we should do like a poster of Sean Kim like that. That's probably not appropriate these days, but that was really cool. So he was like this legendary guru skater. And look at these guys. This guy's now like 60 years old. Do you believe that? That was Tony Hawk. I actually saw this guy skate. That's Hosoi. He's now like 58, but I saw him skate in North Hollywood. They built a half pipe and he was skating the half pipe. I remember seeing him, really cool dude. It was a good time. It was a good time growing up in Southern California back in those days. All right, everyone. So last week, if you were here, go ahead and show your hands on who was here last week and what we discussed. Right. So you guys, I think for all of you that are listening, have an assignment, right? Yes. Is Charles in charge? Is he on? I can't hear him, but you have an assignment, and that assignment is your top 25. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to post that again so that you guys can work on it. And again, this session specifically every Tuesday, I'm going to be speaking on building a business. So we have two buckets, right? If you guys have gone through Summit, I would highly suggest that you do that. And in Summit training, the founder of the company, Casey Watkins, says the number one thing you can do in this business is two buckets: 12 appointments. That's the goal, 12 to 15 sits or appointments per week if you're full time. And then you have to match that with 12 interviews. And if you can do that for 3 years straight, you can build a really big, big business. Okay. And the first bucket is symbolic to feed you right now for all your necessities, your bills, all those things. And that second bucket is almost like it's the law of the harvest, really. It's your sowing, you're tilling the ground, you're sowing it right, and then you're planting it, and then eventually you'll have a harvest. And so that's what that second bucket is that you're actually looking long term, not short term. And I hope all of you that are here today are in that long term, that long haul mentality because yeah, we prepare for today, but we also prepare for tomorrow. And that's the amazing part of this business. And I was just so blessed and so fortunate that when I came in, I had that mindset of, yeah, I need to provide for my family right now. I know I need that because my wife really doesn't like me right now. She loves me, but she didn't like me much because because it wasn't fun. You guys might be in that season right now. Here's the good news, there's hope. There's hope. If you guys have faith and you work hard and you persevere, again, English is my second language. So you persevere, you can do really good things here. And that's it. If that's, getting a new car or going on a cruise or giving to your church, whatever that is, you can do that here. And that's what we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about that second bucket, okay? And, so let me post that here. Show of hands, who has the top 25 list? Anybody? We call it the top 25 macho list. Okay, who? So Rosario, Kanyen. By the way, hello, Kanyen. Charles, do you have that top 25 list? You don't? Charles, I can't hear you. That's shocking. Shocking.
That's
Go ahead,
because I have
unmute.
my
Oh,
mic
wait,
off.
you still can't hear you, brother.
Yeah, you can't hear
You
me.
guys hear? Can someone speak other than Charles really quick to see if it's on me and
Hello,
not on you
can you
guys?
hear me?
Yes, I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear
Probably.
me?
See,
It's on
It's you.
you.
there I was going
It's you.
judging you, Charles. Shame on me. And it was me all along.
Did you
Sorry.
fix it,
All right,
or
let's do this.
do you
Let me
need your
see if
little
I can
kid
hook
to
up my
come in?
Bluetooth here.
Do you need your little kid
Yeah,
to come in and fix it?
getting the new phone and new computer. Excuses, we don't make them. All right. Okay, go ahead, Charles.
No, I haven't made my list because I forgot.
Oh,
I'm old. I get an excuse, and excuses are like what? I can't say it because we have a mixed crowd here, but we all
That's
have one.
right. Don't say it, Charles.
We all have one. So, uh,
it's okay, Charles. We love
so
you, man. Not a
but
problem.
I was wondering something. I made an offer to you last week or whatever. I said on the 10th, why don't you come and join us over here so we can do this Top Gun show?
Oh
You
yeah,
remember Top Gun?
yes.
It's tacos and Top Gun. It's
That's
Thursday.
right. You did send that over. You did. And
Yeah,
I
it's
actually have it here. What do I
I
have on
don't know.
the 10th?
It's
Hold
in
on.
San Pedro. I know it's going to be like 30 minutes from your house.
No, listen. Here's what. So I have this young son. He's 10 years old and he's playing
Oh, I
lacrosse.
know he'd love it.
No, I know he would. He's playing lacrosse, and we have a
Oh,
travel team, so we're
oh,
always on the run. And I had that prior commitment. I wanted to tell you that.
oh,
Here,
yeah,
look, I
yeah.
have it
That's
right here. Look, just to let you know, I know you love it.
anybody wants to go, they can come. Anybody can come. You can
Here, I'll
dress
show
up
you.
like your best Top Gun character.
How cool is that? So there it is. You see, I have it, top of mind.
Yeah, they do it also in San Diego at the Midway.
Yeah.
They have
So,
the Top Gun and Tacos night down there too. So
so if you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and post it right here for you guys.
go ahead, go ahead.
If
So you
you're
guys,
here in SoCal. And by the way, that is an awesome thing. I mean, these Top Guns are Navy pilots. They're just are they part of the Blue Angels or what?
no, they're just Navy pilots. Those the ones that like on the movie.
They're amazing.
The Blue Angels are probably some of them were Top Guns in their day, but
Hmm.
that's its own division.
Yeah, Mary, welcome, welcome. Okay, so thank you for that, Charles. What we're gonna do now is I posted that top 25 list, so you guys download it, and then on that top 25 list, just to let you guys know, it does have some rules to go by, and I want to go over those again with you. And now this isn't a perfect science. I mean, it's more of an art. And what we want to do is when we start building a business here, we want to look at there's some key characteristics, some key traits that'll help you build a business that's more sustainable. Now, I'm not saying that there's exceptions to these rules, like Bo is an exception to the rule. Bo is not married, he didn't have children. Stefan was married but doesn't have children. So there are exceptions to the rules. But if you're a betting man or betting woman, you want to go ahead and put your chips on the profile that I put on the bottom there. And the reason why is when you're like if you look at the newly minted 130 Jeff Miller and his wife, I had them on the call. That's all they recruit. Honestly, they built a powerhouse. So you have Jeff, you have Joe Martinez, and then you have Neubauer, and then you have Chris Cook. That whole hierarchy, was not really doing anything until Jeff Miller came in and started recruiting. He came from Farmers Insurance. He had his own agency. He was the top of the 1% there, and he only made 150, and he was just completely crushing it. And what ended up happening is he got tired of it and he found Symmetry. And he one of the things he asked was once he found out about the contract that you are an owner, and then when you hit 130, you own your entire agency, your entire leg. He was all in and he started building and he produced for a good year, but he's also building. And so that entire leg was blessed because of that one person who decided to build. And Joe Martinez is exactly like my brother, where he's an amazing producer, but he doesn't hasn't really bought into the building part of this, which we love him and he's gonna get there. But that's the part that's gonna get you that future, that everything you want. Remember we talk about work-life balance? Work-life balance is, yeah, you could work really hard and you can make a lot of money, but you're gonna sacrifice time. And as you get older, and I'm not pointing people out here, but as you get older, time is the number one currency. Time is something we can never get back. You could always make money, but you can't have time. Just like, you know, just thinking back in 2021, my father, I wish I had more time. I have no regrets, but I do wish I had more time that I could take him one on one and just be with him, just talk to him again, how I long for that. And you get to a certain age that you can't have that anymore. And time is valuable. So that's why I'm talking to you guys about this. And I'm so just very, very passionate about this part of the business. Okay. So let me go ahead and show you guys that top 25 list here again. And again, we're going to go over it again, and then we're going to go into goal setting. Oops, did we do that? Okay, we're going to go into goal setting. Okay. So here's what it looks like. You have a copy of it. Go ahead and print it out. Start physically writing on this. Not on this one, of course. Not on this one. But what happened here? So let's go over the profile here. So the profile, this is what you want to look for. You want to look for people that are 25 and older. Again, exceptions to the rules. There's all kinds of exceptions to the rule. Sean Kim was a huge exception to the rule. I think he was like less than 20. He was like 23 when he started, something crazy like that. Uh, Two married, you want to have people that are married because there's a cause there. They want to fight to get what they want. They typically have children, typically homeowners. Why? Because they're skin in the game if they're homeowners, and they're probably one of them's probably work. Both are working, but sometimes one of them is working, the other one is doing like a real estate or doing something like that. That's great. Now you can add that to you can add this business to it and make sense when you talk mortgage protection. And then five, they got a good business or career background. Six, they're making over 75K in the home, not just independently, but in the home. And then seven, they're dissatisfied. You've heard those people come to you guys and say, "Man, I'm working all these hours, or I can't go to Top Gun because I'm having to work. Charles, I'd love to go with you, but I'm having to work. I got a shift I got to cover. Man, I'm so ticked off about that." And then eight, if they're entrepreneurial, that's the cream of the crop there. That's like the icing on the cake. If you could find people that match all these traits here, that's a very suitable, super suitable for what you want and you want to build here. Okay. So again, we got to hone in on that. And I'm going to challenge each and every one of you guys. I know I'm kind of a softy about it, but I want you guys to write down the names here and I'm going to call you guys out now, call you up, not out, calling you up to see, are you really doing this? So go ahead. I won't call you up, but let's go ahead and volunteer on who has a list that's hit 25. Who? Hmm, nobody. Man, I feel like a teacher right now.
You know, I wanted to say something about the perimeters there. You know, you says your ideal person is 25, age of 25, married and everything else.
Plus,
Yeah,
okay.
but you know, I don't hang around with 25-year-olds, so I want you to know that. So it's I talk to everybody. I pass out my card to everybody. I meet on the street or whatever. But it's just I just have to, I guess, dig a little deeper and bring my list with me. Bring like a little uh, book so I put their names in there and everything else, and then start inviting them. What I want is where when we invite somebody, like if I wanted to invite somebody last night,
Right?
where would I send them? Just send them to
Yeah.
the dojo? Just
Yeah. Yeah,
give them
exactly.
a link, or should I link them up?
Yeah, exactly. I would do exactly what you said. I'd say, hey, tonight I have this corporate overview that I'm part of, and I'd like to, you said you showed interest in earning extra money or earning if they're if the if their big interest is like passive income, then hey, on passive income, come and check this out. It's only about 30 minutes, and I'll promise I'll make it very short for you guys. But also what happens is when people are interested, they'll start asking questions. And when they ask questions, that's good. So it'll go a little bit longer. But initially, say it's only about 15 to 20 minutes. Get them in, have them in there. But yeah, send them over the SFG dojo and, 2025 or something. Or I could talk to Sean about another code for them so they don't have our code. But definitely I'll talk to whoever's
Yeah.
administrator here. But yeah, that's a good idea. So do that. I'm gonna commit to you guys that I'm gonna do that every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. That I'll have that, and I can rotate. Maybe I'll ask you guys that are on here. We can rotate, um, on that where I'll have somebody doing the first part, the second part where I talk about cash flow quadrant. We'll have that too. But this is a
Can
good
we
place to have. So
can we
Charles, go ahead.
also rotate the time because some people work and they don't get off work until 5 o'clock. So
Sure.
can we like rotate the time like one week you start at 5, next week 6 maybe, something like that, so that we could get more people in it. I'm
Absolutely.
just I'm just making
And
suggestions.
no, no, absolutely. When you guys are having this top 25 list 100% done and you guys are inviting a bunch of people, I will definitely make room. Maybe on a Thursday, we do it like at 6 p.m. And then Mondays, maybe a little bit earlier. So that all depends on the volume. And we started this with Kyle Kimbrell when we were first doing this. And we got to a point where, man, we were having two or three of them a week because everybody started just doing top 25, inviting people, and it became like a habit for people. And I don't want it to seem like I know we have a lot of things out there, a lot of tools, but I want to really you guys hone in on this and take advantage of the system and leveraging, my experience, Sean Kim, Stefan, Bo, Jessica, Kat, all you guys' experience on here and getting people on. People want to see new faces on here. So
So you're
yes,
going to
okay.
get us a new link today?
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find
Yeah.
out with Sean on how we can add another code for the class. Okay, I'll find
Yeah.
out. Matter of fact, I'm writing that down right here.
And if anybody else can make a suggestion on time, because I don't know if I don't know if I can get people in on Saturday, but if enough people could get in on a Saturday morning, maybe or something. I know
Yeah,
you're
I mean,
busy.
we can always send them that link. If you look at your WhatsApp, I sent a link.
Yeah.
That's a video recorded one. I got to put in another one in there, but when I start recording this, I'll put a brand new one on there.
Okay. Where's that?
That's
Where's give me
that's an alternative.
give me that link again, please.
Sure. Hold on. It is right here. But that does go to if they click on schedule an interview, it's going to go to mine. So just let me know. All right. Just tell them not to schedule an interview. So that right there is it's actually almost 2 years old now that I did with Kyle Brow. You see how we were having Tuesdays at 5:30 and then we would have Thursdays we would have. So take a look at that. I share my story there. I think I do the first half and then Kyle does the last or vice versa. So take a look at that. Okay, so top 25. Another thing I want to know, it doesn't have to be 25 years old. It could be 45, 55, 65, 70. Doesn't matter. What we found is people that are typically a little bit older are typically looking. They've already gotten bruised a little bit, scraped, and they've gotten burned and they want They want some, or they're just probably tired of making someone else money. That's where I was. Actually, I was in a different situation, but I got to the point where I'm like, man, so can I share with you guys a story? Let's share with you guys a story. I was doing online media and mobile media here down in Los Angeles, by Beverly Hills area. And my boss, it was a startup company that he had, and I would pour my heart and soul. I was selling, I was training, um, and I remember a couple things. He made me a director at a pretty about 6 months into it. He made me a director because I had another offer from another company, and so he matched the offer and he gave me a higher bonus. And then I remember one night, like I was working really late, and he says, "Hey," he goes, "Come into my office." So I came into the office, and I really liked the guy. He was a nice guy. He was out of South Africa, and he said to me, "Frank, do you know why I pay you what I pay you?" And I said, "Actually, I mean, because I work hard, because I don't know." And he's like, "No, because I own your time." And I'm like, I remember telling my dad that. He's like, "Wow." He's like, "What a miserable SOB," my dad said. And that hit me really hard because in reality, he did own my time. He was paying me very well at the time, but he owed my time. And anytime I needed to go to a trade show to San Francisco, to New York, to Florida, wherever I had a drop a dime, I had to be there. And I'm like, wow, I don't know how that sits, you know. And then I remember a couple other things like that he passed me up on promotion of vice president, and it didn't sit well. He went and hired someone else. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to you are making someone else really wealthy, you know? And that same person has the same opportunity that you do, is probably as smart as you, and puts on their pants just like you. The only difference is that they take a little bit more risk, you know? And here's another thing too. So I remember I had to pay for my parking. That I was working at his building, I had to pay for my parking. And he goes, and so I pulled up. I'm in this little Ford Focus at the time. I didn't care, whatever. And I pulled up, and then all suddenly I saw him pull in with a brand new Ferrari, like just to pull in. And I go, wow. He's like, yeah, you like it? I said, yeah, it's awesome. And he goes, yeah, I just got it yesterday, mate. Like I said, okay, so I'm working all these hours. This homeboy's pulling up with a Ferrari. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. A week later, I pull in again in my little, putter. And I mean, God bless my heart. Because I loved working there. I didn't care. And then yeah, he pulls up and he's got a brand new Porsche 911. And I'm like, dude, like, what's going on? The guy would not give me a raise. He wouldn't do. He's like, I owe your time. And I'm like, own your time. I'm like, wow. So thank God I'm here. Thank God we're here, guys, because it could be a lot worse. And not that I'm complaining. I'm just giving you guys some perspective here. Okay, let's get started. We're going to go through this really quick. So, you guys have a list, you're ready to go, and there's something called in goal setting, something called SMART goal setting. Not just being smart, but it's an acronym, okay? And I'm going to go over this. Who here, show of hands, have heard SMART, how to set goals? Jeffrey, of course. Anybody else? Angie,
I
no.
forgot what it means. I know it's an acronym,
Okay.
but I forgot how to say it.
Okay, good. All right, let's look it up then. What does SMART goal setting mean? Okay, and very simple. And it is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And there's 5 elements to it. Okay, so what it does, it makes you more focused. track things more, and ultimately you hit your goals. So let's go over that really quick for you guys. So specific. Your goal should be very clear and specific. Otherwise, you won't be able to focus your efforts or freely, truly motivate to achieve it. So, for example, that top 25 list, that's actually 25 names. It's very easy. You know, it's very specific. Top 25. Okay, how do we break those down? Friends, acquaintances, and then chicken list. Write them all down. Whatever comes in, write them down, name. Okay. So when drafting your goals, try to answer the five W's. What do I want to accomplish? I have a list of 25. Why is this goal important? It's for my future. Because when I'm pulling in with a Ford Focus and my boss is pulling in with a Ferrari, yeah, that's a little juvenile. I get it. Looking back now, he worked hard. He put in the risk. But when he said, he owned me, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sit well. And then two, who is involved? Where is it located? Which resources or limits are involved? So who wants to answer this in terms of goal setting to your top 25? What do you want to accomplish? Why is this goal important? Who is involved? Friends, family, acquaintances, right? Where is it located? Well, it could be anywhere, right? And which resources or limits are involved? You have a contact list of average on your phone of over 600 contacts, the average American. So there it is. It's all there. Measurable. It's important to have measurable goals so that you can track your progress and stay motivated. Assessing progress helps you stay focused, meeting your deadlines, and feel the excitement of getting closer to achieving your goal. Again, it's got to be measurable. That goes to the next point. When I interview people, I ask them, I said, so, part of my interview questions that I have up that you guys, I did post last week, which I'll pull up again here, is I have it's the enhanced interview here. And I asked him this financially to make this transition worthwhile for you and your family. What would you need to achieve? Very specific on what I'm asking them. So I had a lady yesterday. She's like, "Yeah, I want to do $100,000." I'm like, "That's awesome." She's like, "No, I want to do that a month in a month." Hold on, I gotta. Cat is asking anybody. Okay, so I said a month. Okay, so That's awesome and that's very ambitious, and I'm very proud of you that you want that. However, let me ask you a question. How much have you made? Have you made that? She's like, no. You said, what do I want to do to be finan I go, okay, so let's back up. What are you currently making right now? 3,000 a month, Frank. I said, okay, so you want to make $100,000. So we got to be measurable in that. I didn't tell her that. I'm telling you guys that. We have to be measurable. So if I'm currently making 3,000, but I'm trading my time for dollars and I'm having a clock in and clock out, what if you can make an additional 3,000, but it's on your time, on your schedule at home? Yes, I like that. Great. So if you can hit that goal of 3,000 a month, could you see yourself leaving? Could you see yourself leaving? Yes. Okay. So let's start at 3,000. Okay. She's like, all right. So we went from 100,000 a month to 3,000. We got to be very specific. And I was, I was polite, but I also wanted to be realistic because I said, look, we've had, not that that's not possible, because we've had several agents, two of them, that have consistently made over $100,000 a month. Okay, consistently. One of them used to be a professional basketball player. But he invests $15,000 to $20,000 a month in order for him to hit his $150,000. The other one, she had three dialers. That means she had three people dialing for her, and she too was spending about $20,000 a month. Okay. So, yes, it can be done. And the amazing thing about it here is that you can do it, but there's a price for the prize. Okay. So, again, we have to Be measurable. And I tell these people that I go, I want, and just to let you guys know, so I sent her the application, and after all that, she texts me back and says, "You know what, Frank? I'm gonna fill out the application after I pass my test." I said, "You can do that. Absolutely. However, I will not give you the discount code until you fill out the application." What am I doing? It's right. You ask, you receive. There's there's push and pull there. I'm not going to just give you my discount code SFG Brenes so that you can get a discount of $199 or $50. I'm not going to do that unless you're committed. I need to see that you're committed first. So I'm going to see what she responded. I haven't even checked yet, but yeah, so that's exactly how that went down. And we'll see how that goes. But again, keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and post this for you guys when you're recruiting. And I'm going to share this with you guys. Choose to do cold market recruiting. I'm going to go ahead and share this with you guys if you have not. Who wants a copy of this? I can't hear you guys. And I
I
can't.
said I do.
Yeah, love
Yes. Yes.
it. There you go, guys. Boom. All right. So that's just read it. Read it. Read it. Get really good at it. Read it, and you'll see like it walks through everything here for you guys. Okay. All right. So I went ahead and posted that. So let's continue here. So, okay, what is a measurable goal? What does it need to address? These are the questions. How much? How many? How will I know when it is accomplished? I'm going to say that again. In recruiting, how much? How many do I need? How will I know when it's accomplished? That's a good question, right? So I'm going to add to that and I'm going to speak as a builder here. And I'm going to give you guys the whole metrics, the key to becoming a key leader and an AO. Who wants those keys? Again, there's a price for that prize, right? So let's go ahead and show you what that is. This is called the agency owner matrix. This thing is pretty darn spot on, okay? And let me go ahead and share this with you. I don't have team leader here, but key leader. So commission level at 100%. So that's a goal. Hey, Frank, I want to be at 100%. Okay, that's great. What does that take to be a key leader to be at 100%? Well, that means my entire team needs to be submitting $30,000. That means my entire team per week needs to be doing 30 to 40 team appointments. That means per week for interviews, my team, which I'm the leader of the team, need to be doing at least 15 interviews. Now, listen, this has been over 15 years of data that Miranda Martin has gathered, and it is to the T. I'm telling you guys, it's to the T if you guys want to know that. And then butts and seats, conference, events, at least 7 agents at the event if you're a key leader. And then weekly leads, okay, for A leads, between your little organization has to have 25 A leads. So I want you to look at your key leader or your team leader and ask how many A leads they're buying and then count how many within your organization. How many total weekly leads are you guys buying that are A leads? And then you supplement with 75 bonus leads. Your organization, not you. Remember, this is an army, it's not individual. And then conference calls, 6 average are attending each conference calls, applications per week, and then writers per month are 4, including you. This is so spot on that honestly, I want you guys to screenshot this. If you want to become a key leader or an AO, this is bulletproof. And if you have, and I actually did the numbers, I'm at 125, and this is pretty much where we're flat. This is where we've been. And you know why? Because I'm not going to lie to you, my agency, the master agency, isn't doing 200 interviews between all of us. we're falling short there. And the packets per week, that's where we're coming. We're doing really well in terms of leads, but in terms of this part of the business, and that's why I've made a very focused effort on making sure that we all do this here. But we won't talk about that 130. That's neither here nor there. I want to talk about you guys. So you guys want to be who wants to be an agency owner here?
We do.
Oh, of course. Who doesn't?
Drake, I want you to copy this, and I want you to see that key leader. That is pretty spot on there.
Yeah, just take a
Um,
picture.
the other thing you have to consider is that you have to have a system that's bulletproof. So the Symmetry system we have going through Symmetry and Summit, and then adding Chris Leak, where everyone is basically saying the same thing to different people, is priceless. Craig McManaman has done a phenomenal job of repeating the system. Every one of his agents that are hitters, his hitters, are on a standing lead order, are doing mortgage protection only. If you guys look, some of them had ventured into digital, but most are just mortgage protection. And he's created that super simple. So I'm like, man, instead of hating it, I'm going to join that. I'm going to join that. So everybody that joins our company right now with the Brenes agency down, part of it is they're going to get the Chris League training. I don't want to have to go back and train someone if it's already there. Information irretrievable is useless. Okay? Information irretrievable is useless. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leverage that. I'm going to leverage the system. I'm going to leverage the chat. I'm going to leverage the WhatsApp group. I'm going to leverage those things. Okay. That's why on Mondays when we have special guests, I'm going to leverage that so that I can inspire others to do that. Again, when you become a leader, as you should be now, everybody's a leader, is you want to leverage as much as possible. Okay. So let's look at agency owner. You should be at 105% contract. You should be submitting 50,000 per month. You'll be issuing about 70 to about 80%. Okay. And then 40 to 50 team appointments. These are mortgage protection appointments or final expense, whatever that is. But between your team, there should be 40 to 50. And then interviews, you should have about 25 interviews every single week with 5 packets back. What does packets mean? They filled out, they're licensed, or they got
Onboarding.
the license. What's up? What's that?
I'm sorry, I said onboarding. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Onboarded back. So once they've already filled that out, they've onboarded back. And then 10 butts in seats, meaning conferences, they should be at least 10 to 15 of them. Here's cool. Look at this. 42 A leads between your organization and 125 bonus leads. So 166 total leads with 10 in attendance on conference calls. And then weekly, look at how they break this down. This is so predictable. It's amazing, right? And look at the apps, 12 apps per week, which I remember Kyle Kimbrough would say 12 apps per week. Your agency owner, you should have about 15,000 AP as an agency owner per week. There should be 15,000 within your organization per week. And I've never had it firing on all cylinders. I'm going to be honest with you. When we had a bunch of AOs, we never had it fully firing on all cylinders. But if it's firing on all cylinders, i.e., Joe Martinez, Jeffrey Miller. It is a beautiful thing to see because these numbers come to life like they really do. These 12 appointments and then 10 writers per month, and that includes new writers. Okay. So go ahead and snapshot that, screenshot that, highlight it. I'll also post it on here. It is phenomenal how darn close this really is. Okay. So let me go ahead and post it on here for you guys. By the way, who's fired up? Who's telling you, hey, here's the blueprint on how to become a millionaire? Like, who does that? Nobody? You guys are like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just go back to work. Guys, what we are talking about here is how to become a million. If you're already a millionaire, okay, fine. Make an extra million. But if you're not, this is the stuff that's going to get you. This is the details. This is the the big plan that's going to get you. But how? You got to get your new people to do 6 apps ASAP. Just hear that cheesy rhyme. 6 apps ASAP. Okay. 6 apps ASAP. And then on to buying leads. 6 apps ASAP. And then what's my plan here, Frank? Well, here's your business plan. Slingshot. That's your business plan. 6 apps ASAP within the first 2 weeks, and then slingshot. Guess what? Then they're going to invite somebody. And your whole goal here, you guys want to know how to do this? Is you want to build team leaders. If you have 3 team leaders, guess what you are? You're an AO. 3 team leaders. And you want to build wide and deep. Deep for stability, wide for profitability. Does anybody, because I want to challenge you guys, who knows what I'm talking about when I say wide for profitability, depth for stability? Ooh,
If you're
love it.
recruiting wide, then you're just going to have a lot of high spreads. But for the depth, that's where you're going to have more longevity.
Right. So what does Sean Kim have in Frank Brenes' group?
Depth.
Depth. What is depth? It's an anchor. Think of it, because I'm a sailor, right? I was in the Marine Corps. I'm kind of an honorary sailor. When you put that anchor out there, right? It's gonna anchor that ship, and that's going nowhere. Okay, what if you have 3 dropped in there? Man, that thing is stable. And by the way, it makes me think, right, Charles? Like these heavy, heavy metal freaking boats out there floating is incredible to me to this day. Just this hunk of metal floating. It's incredible. So remember that width is profitability. Death is stability. So my goal from here on out is, and here's another one. Ready? 3 to be free, 5 to be a millionaire. 3 to be free, 5 to be a millionaire. Now, it's going to take you a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. It's like, hey, I got 3 people, I'm good. No, if I got 3 leaders, I'm good. Things happen. People miss their promotions, people get demoted, people leave. So you have to
People
constantly
get fired.
people get fired for doing shady stuff, right? We know who they are. We know that. People get fired for not paying their chargebacks. We know all that stuff. That happens. Stuff happens. You have to constantly be that person filling that hopper constantly and plugging them into the system, Chris Leak. Daryl, we got to get you on Chris Leak training so that you can leverage that for your people coming on so that you're not doing the heavy lifting. Matter of fact, let me find it here. I'm going to give you guys my handbook right here. So I need you, if you guys are on my team, you're welcome to have it too. But I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this here and give you my handbook. And you're going to
This is
click on the Chris Leak training there, and it tracks, I can track who's on it. Has my link there, okay? And this is the agency handbook. This is my blueprint. I don't say Bible because there's only one. This is my blueprint, okay, to a successful agency. Okay,
is
let's go
this
back.
updated?
Yeah, of course, of course. I update all the time. All right, so let's go back to who's excited. Remember, what is S? Come on, guys, I'm quizzing you.
Specific.
Specific. What is
I,
M?
I posted it. Come on, everybody, just look at the post I posted.
Measurable. Measurable.
Come on, Marine. All right, and then we just got the measurable, right? Remember we had our story about that lady wanted to make 100,000 a month. I didn't laugh
Yeah.
at it. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm happy that you want to make 100. Who doesn't want to make 100 a month? That's 1.2 million a year, guys. That's a nice house in Florida on the beach, baby. Right on that
I would rather you make me 100.
white sand with crystal blue water and just fishing and catching a grouper. Oh God, I want to go out
I
there
want to be
right
that
now.
guy that you used to work for and let you make me
That
100,000 a
guy's
month.
such a jerk, dude. I don't even want to go there. Don't get me started, man. He had demons in him. He's pulling up in a Ferrari going, yeah, keep working. I'm like, all right, great. It's all right, though. It's okay, man. Because guess what? We're happy now. Life
What do
is,
you drive?
You know what? That's a good question. I'm selling my Porsche 4S Panamera. I thought to myself, who am I? My identity isn't in a Porsche, it's in Christ. So it doesn't matter to me anymore. So what I did was we went out and we bought a brand new Chevy Tahoe. God, they're so gorgeous. They're beautiful. I bought a Chevy Tahoe. I could put my kids' stuff in the back. We can go fishing. So I've kind of made this change. I've had this I wanted to achieve something. Yeah, I gotta get my Porsche. I got it. Great. No big deal. Dad dies. I'm like, man, like what the hell am I living for? I gotta be a good dad to my children. And I just had this self-reflection like in this last 3 years. I'm like, I don't really need it. Like, so I'm selling it. Amen. I'm getting rid of it. I'm selling it. And I just bought it last week. So I had a video that popped up. If you guys ever go to dealerships, man, these guys are, oh my goodness. Like, bro, the price, I want the price listed. Why is it now $20,000 more? Come on, man. Anyways, I have that video if you guys want to see it, where I'm complaining about dirty sales tactics that we don't like. Okay, so I answered your question. That's what I drive. That's what I did drive. That's not me. That's not my identity. I just got a Chevy, dude. I wanted to get a Raptor, but my wife's like, no. I'm like, all right. I'll go back to my Marine days and go conquer a beach. Okay, next, achievable. Who's ready? What does that mean? Achievable. So your goals they also need to be realistic and attainable. Okay, it got to be realistic. Like that lady was like 100,000. What do you do now? I take care of my mom. Amen. That's honorable. That's awesome. You take care of your mom. And what's the most you've ever made in a month? Or what are you currently making? 3,000. Okay. So it is possible. I'm not saying that you can't, but is it achievable for you right now with your limited knowledge, limited experience? You can, just like Bo Hirschfield. I mean, Bo started, he really sucked at this, and he's allowed me to say that. Look at him now. I mean, the guy's doing 50, 60,000 a month. But that Bo of today isn't the same Bo what first started, right? So we got to give ourselves a little bit of grace there, because we don't start off just crushing it.
Right.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. Okay, so when you set these achievable goals, you'll be able to identify previously overlooked opportunities or resources that can bring you closer to it. Okay, so how can I accomplish this goal? How realistic is the goal based on other constraints? Again, so I know we want to achieve something, but we got to be realistic. We only have 24 hours in a day. We only have maybe 12 hours of work, maybe 18 hours of work. But sooner or later, those are real constraints that you have to look at. Also, if you're a single mom, single dad, got to pick up the kids at school or the kids are running around, those are real life constraints. So you have to be realistic in that. And that's why we have a standard of that slingshot. Okay, so I don't even really need to think. I need to hit my first promotion, which is $5,000, right? $5,000. I have to write a policy. Out of the 4 weeks, I have to write three, right? Okay, so that is my goal. And come heck or high water, I'm going to be focused on that goal. Okay, and let's actually, you know what? I'm going to post it up here. Uh, if anybody has that, can you please send it to me here and I'll post it because that's actually a really good the slingshot. If you guys don't know what the slingshot is, who doesn't know what the sling? It's okay if you don't know. It's okay. You don't know. All right. Let me go ahead and open this. Okay. All right. So slingshot, we're right here. Did I do it? Oh my goodness. I did. Okay. So we're going to add that here and we're going to really dive into that. Okay. And again, why are we going to dive into that slingshot? Really simple. What is a measurable and attainable goal? Remember, with constraints and with all those things, you got to take those factors in. But your business plan coming into this should be, if you show of hands, who is 80 here? Who is starting at 80? Go ahead and post that. Don't be shy. Okay. All right. So if you're starting at 80, guess what your goal is? Here's your business plan. Your first month, you hit 5,000. You're going to talk to that top 25, your friends, family, acquaintances, anybody that you're going to hit that first promotion at 85. And then you're going to take some of that money and you're going to reinvest back in your business. That's what I talk about on my handbook. You're going to reinvest some of that money back in your business. You're going to take care of you first, and then you're going to reinvest back in your business. Then you're going to be razor set at to hit 90, and that's 7,500. How many policies is that? That's going to be about 6 policies. 6 policies, okay? Six and a half. And then you're going to hit your month number 3 at 12,500. Boom. Okay, that's 12,500. You need to be doing full-time stuff there. You need to have a really good month set up for you. You're going to be buying leads too. You're going to be filling your pipeline, and that's your achievable goals. Okay. So I'm going to also post that on here if you guys want. As we're moving along here, I'm going to post that slingshot. Okay, that is your business plan, and you're going to be inviting people based on that agency owner matrix. You're going to be having at least, let's say if you're a team leader, you're going to be at least 5 to 8 per week. You're going to be sending an invite. You're going to be sending them over to our corporate overview. Okay, so not only just financial goals, but also your future goal. Relevant. This is about ensuring that your goal matters to you, and that is that it also aligns with other relevant goals. We all need support and assist in achieving our goals, but it's important to retain control over them. So just make sure that your plans drive everyone forward. That's but that you're still responsible for achieving your own goals. So when we have our chats, everyone's cheering each other on, and we're seeing those headlights, right? Those eyes that Kat just did on this. That Corey Kennebrew just crushed it. He had $836. Boom, crushing it here. We're gonna go ahead and cheer him on. You guys, I invite you guys to cheer them on. Because that's support, but also we have our own individual goals. We don't want to be professional cheerleaders. We want to also get in the game, okay? So, does this seem worthwhile? Is it the right time? Does this match our efforts or needs? Am I the right person to reach this goal? Is it applicable in this current socioeconomic situation? By the way, don't get bogged down with that stuff. Just focus. Focus. And then time bound. You want to wrap everything with time. Every goal needs a target date so that you have a deadline to focus on and something to work towards. Guys, it's the beginning of the week, right? It's also, we're on day number 8 of the month. So let's set weekly goals and monthly goals. So this is part of the SMART goal criteria to help you prevent everyday tasks from taking priority over your long-term goals. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. When can I do 6 months from now? What can I do? What can I do 6 weeks from now? What can I do today? Okay. You remember Charles in the Marine Corps, Semper Gumby, always flexible, right? Hurry up and wait. Those are things that we all learned while we were in the Marine Corps, and you can apply today. You can apply those today. Okay. All right, everyone. So any questions on SMART goal setting, how we attribute that to recruiting, and also your business plan, right? Your business plan is and should be your what? Slingshot, right? All right, everyone. Does
I had a
any
question. My hand's been up for 5 minutes,
I don't
and
see
you
it
don't.
because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
It's
don't mean
okay.
to interrupt you, but Anyway, we were setting goals and everything else, and I don't want to, I want to set realistic goals, and but I don't want to set goals too low either. So how do
right?
I compromise that? How do I set my goals
Mhm.
that are that are achievable, but are too weak to not make me want to do it, or too much that I get overwhelmed and I can't complete it, so I just give up. Help me.
What? Anybody want to answer that? Because it's. I want a hint here. Where are you currently at on this scale?
I'm on the second level.
You're at
I'm at
85?
85. Yes.
So that's your goal, 90. That's
That's a
it.
that's the goal there. But I'm talking about, recruiting people and everything else.
Sure.
Those goals. Like you said, 25, make a list of 25. I'm going to work on that. I'm not sure if I can do 25, but I might only get 10, but maybe I'll get 50. I
Sure.
don't know yet, but I don't want to put a goal out there that I can't achieve. And then I feel bad because I didn't achieve it, or I don't want to go so low that I'm saying, oh, what's wrong with me? I don't want to disappoint myself. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So that's why we have like, you want to set a goal and then you want to do a stretch goal. So you
Oh, so you're
achieve your
saying,
goal.
so explain that a little bit more.
So
You
you
said
have
a stretch
your
goal?
top 25, right? So let's say
Yeah.
that's the stretch. So you
Mhm.
want to do half of that is your goal for the month. Boom. Stretch is top 25.
So,
But
but you could cut that down to a week, right? So instead of 12, okay, you got 25, right? You're going to do
right,
12 this month. Well, instead of 12 this month, you're going to do 4 a week. You're going to shoot for 4 a week
there you go.
or
See
3
your
a
entry.
week. 3 a
You're in.
week, right? 3 a week.
That's it.
All
And
right.
then you just
That's a
invite three
good one.
people. That's it. That's it. You
3 a
invite
week.
a
So
week.
so we all have to next Monday when we have this
Wait, I have
meeting
a
at five
question.
o'clock. We all have to bring 3 people.
It's not 25 every week, right? It's just 25 total of
Right.
all time. We're not doing 25 new people every week. That's crazy.
Well, here's the
No, no.
you can always add to it.
You make a list of 25 people, but you bring
Yes.
in only 3 people a week.
Okay, on Monday. Okay, so I'm gonna and I'll follow up with you guys on, what code. But if when in doubt, just use the SFG Dojo one. So that's number one. We bring three people to Monday, and then number two. What's number two? Is hit your promotion,
Oh,
And
right?
another goal is to make Frank do this 4 times a week.
Yeah, that's it. Hey man, I'm all about it. You guys do it. There is. What's number three? So we have three goals. Come on, I can't be doing all this for you guys.
there we go.
Jeff,
Maybe
what's your
do this 4 times a week. Are you gonna pay us at the end of this, or like what is like? Let's focus on profitable activities. I'm not gonna sit here on Zoom with Frank 4 times a week for free. I'm sorry.
Hey, you guys are all going to grow from this. Think about it. If you do this, think of what it does for your business. You know how cool it
All
is
right.
when you're at 95%, you bring someone at 80 and you're plugging them into me, and then all of a sudden you're at 100 and you're bringing them in, and every time they hit 1,000, you're making $200. That's freaking incredible. Who doesn't want $200? Just hypothetically speaking, right? So I want you guys to think. But if that can be done, imagine having 10. That's 2,000, right? So we have to start thinking in those ways. Thinking in
That's
the
not,
power.
but but the way you're saying it now is like, oh, I'm going to do all this, but that's not what it is. It's if I bring in 3 people,
That's it.
if I bring in 3 people, then next week, I bring in another 3, then we're going to talk to them. But the other 3 is already bringing in 1 or 2, and
Yes.
that's growing down below. And I'm still getting residual income from all those.
Yeah, that's compounding interest. Compound. The power of
Compound, it's not residual.
no, no, I'm
It's
talking about
residual as long as they
just
last.
your efforts compound.
Yeah,
See, my
that's
efforts
true.
now are in
Compound.
all you guys here. Like, so it's me, but it's not just me anymore. It's Charles, Kanyan, Rosario, Drake, Jeff, Ed. So imagine if they just brought three, let's say their goal is three and they just brought one. That's still one, two, three,
Yeah,
four, five, six. I mean, that's seven. You see
Right.
what's
yeah.
happening? And again, that story can be yours too. And that's the beauty of this business. It's the beauty of this business. So
So,
I'll put
so,
your
so what you're saying is the beauty of this business is you don't have to be that convincing. All you have to do is say, "Come to this meeting," and then we'll let you do all the work.
that's it.
Quickly.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's absolutely it. As Kyle Kimbrough would say, is leverage everything.
Right.
Just leverage everything, man. Leverage everything. As I would say, it also is there's a compounding effect in everything you do. You know, you wake up in the morning, right? So people want to lose weight. They think it's a happy pill you take or a shot, but it takes consistency over time and discipline to lose weight. Just does. To build muscle, same thing. That isn't given, it's earned. So in the business that you're in now, that's not, and it's also the law of the harvest. You got to look at the land, you got to plow it, you got to sow into it, and you got to water it. You got to, make sure the pests are away from it. The crows don't eat your crops. And then in the end, you either have a big harvest or you have a small harvest, but you have a harvest. Okay. So that's what this whole thing's about. It's a beautiful thing. That's what this business is about. All right. So I challenge you guys that next week you'll have part of your top 25 done. And then you'll also bring 3 people with you guys. Okay. All right. All right, guys. God bless you. Awesome speaking with you guys, spending a little bit of time.
Thanks,
And
Frank.
yeah, absolutely, guys. God bless. We'll see you
For
guys.
a lot of new ideas.
A lot of new ideas. Which ones?
Oh man, the one that has to do with recruiting mostly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
explain. I
for
like
someone
that.
who's like a new agent, you just come in and they just tell you, hey, get on those leads, make those dials, but there's always that next step more to actually growing and getting people on board. And that's kind of like another level to get to still.
That's it's all part of it. And you want to leverage your upline, you want to leverage these training. That's why we have the dojo room too, to leverage those things. And again, I'm not an expert at this. I've just been here a little bit longer than you guys. Okay. And every one of you can do it. Every one of you. I know, Charles, you can do it. You're good at talking to people.
Thank you. Hey, but I want to mention that you learned all this from the company that you came from. The one you didn't make any money. All you had to do is bring people in, and you're not
Yeah.
getting paid. So that's how you learned to do the business was by bringing people in, not by selling the product, but
Right.
by bringing people in.
Exactly. But I was craving for that because it's like you bring people to the table, right? It's like let's say, oh gosh, I've done this so many times and I'm embarrassed by it. But like all of a sudden you have friends over, but there's no food. Like, hey guys, everyone's here. Yay. And then there's no food. I provided the TV, right? We were watching a UFC fight, and I'm like, I think we should get some food. Always have to have food at the table to eat, right? And that's what it's about, man. It's yes, you bring people to the opportunity, but then how are they going to eat? How are they going to eat, right? So that's what I love that you want to teach them to fish. You don't just fish for them. That's counterproductive. And you're stealing their struggle. If I sit there, it's just like with my son, honestly, we were out. We're out in Florida. We're out deep sea fishing, and he wanted to fish, but he didn't know what to look for. He didn't know that a little nibble, especially if it's a small fish, like what seems like it's nibbling, just pull it up until I told him. So I taught him how to fish. And guess what? That little dude starts reeling in these red snapper. Bam, Dad, look, Dad. And that's a life lesson that we got to teach them to fish. We can't do it for them because the minute we walk out, like metaphorically, we walk out, guess what? They're not going to know how. They're not going to know how. That's scary. You didn't do your job as a parent. That's scary. My job is to have them bleed a little bit, have a little bit of pain so that they know when it gets hard, they've been there. And that's what it is for you guys. Oh man, I just invested $1,000 in this leads. Man, it's not happening for me. And watch, as a mentor, I'm not going to do it for you. I'm going to say the numbers owe you. Trust. Do your part. Don't be frustrated. Do your part. And then boom. Oh my gosh, whatever you said worked. No, it didn't. Time. It's the time and effort you put into it. You'll start seeing it. So everything that we're doing right now, I've had people say, how come you're not at 130 and all this? And yeah, it bugs me a little bit, but at the end, it's the process. It's the pruning. It's the right people. bring in the right people. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. You guys ready for this fact? 98% will leave. It's close to 92% will leave in the first year of this business. It's not because of what you did. It's just a matter of how hard this business is. Simple, but I'm telling you, the blessings on the other side of it are great. But how many will stay the course? Not very many. So you got to be stubborn. You got to be stubborn. Who's stubborn? Right? Show of
I am.
hands. Great. Then guess what? Then you're going to make it. You're going to make it here. That's why we want to recruit people that are a little bit older, because those people have seen stuff. But that could backfire too, because they think they know it all. So I came to the business going, I know nothing. I suck. And here's where I'm at. I said, just teach me. Sean Kim, younger than me, had to humble myself to go, man, this kid's going to teach me. And he did. And I listened to him. And I'm like, man, if he can do it, I can do it. And I did. I just went back and worked hard and looked at my wife at night sleeping. I'm like, man, I can't let her down. I can't let my kids down. I just went all in, man. And it hurt. Trust me. My older brother, I love him to death. He's, "Dude, you're the insurance commissioner?" Making fun of me, making fun of me. Every day he'd see me. Oh, I see BS, all this. I'm like, yeah, okay. Now he sees me on vacation. He sees me happy and he's like, wow. I go, yeah. And now he's referring me clients, my older, not Stefan, but my older brother, Milton. And, it's okay. You guys stay the course. All right, guys, I'm done preaching here. I'm done preaching. Love you guys. Hang in there. Remember, if you guys are feeling a little bit down a little bit, that's part of it. Okay? Because when you get it, you won't let it go. You'll appreciate it. Okay? God bless you guys. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Bishop.
All right.
Okay. Thank you for the session today.
Yes, sir. All
Yeah,
right.
that's
Three.
an inside joke, huh?
Yeah, we got it. He knows. Drake knows too. Uh, three on Monday, guys. We'll see you. Bye bye.